This is Justin from MakeUseOf.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Chuwi HiBook, a tablet-laptop hybrid that dual boots both Android 5.1 Lollipop and Windows 10. The tablet itself costs about $200, while the keyboard attachment is another $40. It has a 10.1-inch 1920 by 1200 display, an Intel Atom processor, 4GB of RAM, 64GB of memory, a 5-megapixel rear-facing camera, and a 2-megapixel front-facing camera. Physically, the HiBook is actually pretty well designed. The metal unibody is sturdy, and the curved sides and chamfered edges give off a premium feel. Along the left side, there's a TF card slot, which works with microSD cards, a Type-C USB port, a micro USB port, the mic, a micro HDMI port, and a headphone jack. The top is home to the power button and the volume rocker, while the right side is bare and the bottom has slots for receiving the optional keyboard. Since it has to fit with a 10-inch tablet, the keyboard is pretty cramped, but it's not bad. The keys have relatively good travel, and it gives the user two full-size USB ports. The tablet won't go breaking any records for thinness, but it doesn't feel overly bulky. In this regard, it beats out other cheap Chinese tablets like the Telcast X98 Plus, which we recently reviewed. With the keyboard attached, the HiBook is about the same size as the 10-inch Asus Chromebook Flip, though a little thicker. The screen itself, though relatively high resolution, is pale and washed out. It's also extremely dim, making it difficult to use outside. That being said, it's not the worst screen ever thrown onto a budget tablet. Both cameras are extremely mediocre. Their photos are blurry and perform terribly in low light, but the front-facing camera could at least be used for video chatting. In actual usage, the HiBook's Android side is relatively laggy and feels underpowered by the Atom processor. 4GB of RAM should be plenty for an Android tablet, but it certainly didn't feel as good as it looked on paper. The software is mostly stock Android 5.1 Lollipop, but it's oddly styled like older versions of Android. Thankfully, that can be easily fixed with alternative launchers and other apps, but you'll never see any Android updates for this. The Windows 10 side is pretty much what you would expect from any small Windows device. It's probably not a full laptop replacement, but it could do in a pinch. Windows does seem to run a bit more smoothly than Android does, and rebooting to change between the two is pretty quick. Battery life was average. I got about 3 hours of screen on time watching YouTube and doing other things. The real disappointment is in how slowly it charges. From 0 to 100%, it took about 3.5 hours to charge. Overall, the HiBook's real strength is in its low price. If you're willing to sacrifice speed for a cheap tablet that can also sometimes be a laptop, this might work for you. Otherwise, it might be worth investing in maybe a Chromebook or a higher-end Android tablet. Be sure to head on over to MakeUseOf.com to read the full review and see how you can win a Chuwi HiBook for yourself.